Yo, what's good, everybody, and welcome back to the first 4 or more, depending on how we feel. Episode 14, I think, is how it works out with the current playlist math, because fuck what the original numbers were. Yep. My name is HSR.
My name is Chris Chrome.
What's up, it's Syd.
And tonight we'll be discussing a fine episode of The Orville, known as Majority Rule, or Season 1, Episode 7, as I put in the title below, because whatever. So on that note, we're going to talk about it. There are going to be spoilers. There we go. Many spoilers.
Maybe not even just for this episode.
Just what's up. So
listen, I'm trying to get better, okay?
On that note, on the... oh, fuck, I caught that.
Well, actually,
now.
to be fair...
There's some fun stuff that happened on the previous episodes we did, because we're at 7, meaning there's like 6 more. So, boom, in the corner over there somewhere.
Not just that, but
click on it for episode 1. We're not caught up, because tonight is Thursday, November 2nd. And that means the Orville's airing tonight. So we're actually...
technically, next week's episode will be 8.
You're correct. So we'll figure out, we'll get that to you when that comes out. So yeah, you're right. We're caught up, theoretically, but by the time this comes out, we're no longer caught up.
So Star Trek Orville, episode 7.
We're
Nobody cares about that part.
Guys,
Shut up. We're going to start talking about the Orville. Sorry for being rude to him. I don't hate him. So the episode starts
with... But if you comment, we'll be kind to you. And
yes.
By we mean Holden.
I do a lot of the commenting. Although Chris showed up for a random arbitrary comment the other day. Woo, go Chris. And
go Chris.
Honestly, Prophetry, dude's on his game with comments. Yep. Answers everybody. Yep. Bonnie, never. On that note, the episode starts off with this new lady we've never seen before waking up at 7 a.m. She brushes her teeth.
Very routine.
She puts on the news.
There's a couple of arrows on the TV.
And,
green one goes up, red one goes down.
And then we see 2 guys sitting there, and it's describing the shame of their action. And the girl, as this is happening...
She's on the phone, talking to her friend.
Okay, you get your basic morning thing. Girl wakes up, she gets ready, she does what she has to do, and then you finally get to the actual plot of why this is important. She gets downstairs, she's drinking her coffee, yit-yat with the toast, and she goes to the TV, which has a red arrow.
You're totally skipping some shit here that's relevant.
What are we missing?
So what you're hearing is what's happening on the TV before that. It's playing out at the exact same time as the morning routine is playing out. Right. Is you're hearing these guys being accused of some shameful action and some shit, and they're just kind of we're really sorry. We know we did it wrong. I'm so ashamed and whatever. And then they're kind of which kind of coincides with where Chris was bringing us. All right, guys, it's voting time.
And she's on the phone. She's oh my God, are you watching this show? This guy's a total doofus. I'm going to downvote him or whatever. And then she downvotes him.
But it's because he has a weird look in his eyes. And she specifically states that she has not, in fact, heard what the real situation is.
Oh.
It was just, see? Look at all that you skipped.
Well, no, I didn't.
She's also talking to her friend. And she's oh my God, this other friend is such a bitch.
Exactly.
You know
what? That
I'm going to downvote her. Right,
but I feel already I got the sense that, and reminding me of it, she downvoted just because if you look closely on the TV, there is a high number of downvotes.
No, she actually said he has a funny, weird look in his eyes. He looks suspicious and clicks the button.
Yeah, something like that.
So I'm going to say that's why she did it, because she was judging on appearance. To couple with that, we're learning a little more about the shallowness of the world in this scene. It's got a lot in this one. This one's going to be a little longer.
I just wanted to bring a point that there was...
Basically, she states one thing that's particular on the phone call we haven't mentioned yet, and that's that she no longer wants to be friends with this person because, they got 15 downvotes. There must have been something wrong with them. So that conversation was, dense as fuck. That whole scene had so much happen all right before the title credits and shit. Anyway, now you can continue to fill in.
Well, I just wanted to touch upon how when I was watching it, I noticed that when they're making the votes, you can see the amount of counts, dislikes and likes, on social media, Facebook, whatever. And I found it to be that she pressed the red button. Yes, as we clarified, there was a reason, because she finds he's suspicious and looking funny. But I feel like she kind of just, as a drone, just pressed red because everyone, she saw the number of downvotes.
See, I want to state that I feel like you're right that that's what most people are doing, but I feel like this scene was trying to establish that she was unlike the average Jones. She took the time to consider what it was, but then also showed that she's shallow, follows the norms and whatnot, and really established her character pretty well.
So we're not even halfway through the first scene of the episode yet, and y'all are already getting into the meat of it.
No. I mean,
no.
That's actually that's what the first scene. Those are the notes I wrote down.
Next half.
Yeah,
so now it gets real serious because now we're in like a prison.
Oh yeah,
and these two guys are being led down like a last mile type thing,
death row type thing, and
the same two guys from the TV scene that we previously had.
So we initially kind of went to the prison. We zoomed in into the TV. We're now seeing what the guys are going to be going through in terms of this voting aspect. While we get the illusion that everybody's placing their votes.
And that's why Syd should tell us who's not spoiling the plot. Go on, my friend.
So one guy tries to escape. Guard shoots him. It's all sad and shit. And then the other guy gets sat down, strapped to a chair. It looks like it's going to be the electric chair. And then this guy from outside the glass says, the final tally or something like that will now begin. And you see the red votes all going up. And you see it hit 10 million. Guy starts getting zapped. And then boom, credits.
And that's how you tell it in a way that builds and dramatic. We learn together, YouTube. Feel free to let us know how you feel in the comments and all that shit.
Yep.
So yeah, then the credits happen. Okay, I was wrong. And then we're on the Orville, and we're kind of like in the ship with the bridge, and we briefly get this scene where they're contextualizing that they're studying this planet. It's very close to literally our lives here today and now. They're kind of saying it.
Well, they're saying that there's 2 anthropologists that went there to study it, and they're missing.
And basically, Malloy's like, so you're saying I can get like some shit down there? I think he says sandwiches or manwiches.
Manwiches, yeah.
And they're like, no, only the boarding party can go down because Mercer's clearly not taking the lead on this, which is good for other people's character developments. That's cool. Why do you have to use such a big cup? Oh, wait. Shit.
Oh, yeah.
Mercer didn't take the lead on this?
Well, no. It was a Kelly episode, per se.
Yeah.
Which we'll find out because we're going to cut there in a minute. But anyway, so then Mercer heads out to check on the landing tape.
You're right.
He stays on the ship.
You're right.
For the most part, he plays a secondary role.
Yeah, no.
So what made this episode, I think, just off the jump, is who the landing party is. It's all the people that, for the most part, haven't had much of their backstory filled in at this point, right?
Yes.
Which is a really great move to keep your interest. Because by now, if we had more Kelly and Mercer, oh shit, it's going to be that show, whatnot. So they did 2 things here. They bring the context out of the Orville into a completely new environment, which is smart. And they make it focus on Lamar, Alara, Dr. Lady, and Kelly, the 4 characters for whom really have not had any central focus, leaving everyone else on the ship.
And once again, they're doing
Kelly's had a lot of central focus.
But more as an association to Mercer, I would say, as opposed to...
Okay.
She hasn't had like a leading role yet.
Exactly.
She gets like the leader role.
We touched upon it on
that
episode with the where her and Alara have that conversation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I guess we kind of got that little snippet teaser there, but now I see it.
Oh, and we did find out, or maybe not yet, but Alara did have a second guy break up, and I think it's in this scene where they're all in the room and they're talking about it. So it's plot-wise put up. So she's now down 2 guys. Anyway,
she's like a young, flirty little thing.
I just want to add one more
Who can break you in half?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and that comes up, right? It's like.
Yeah.
You breaking up with guys because they're intimidated by your like super strength or whatever. And she's like, nah, he danced weird.
Yeah, that came a little bit later. Anyway, so I just want to bring up one little thing before we move on, and that's that in theory in the Star Trek world, the captain isn't really supposed to lead the away mission because he's supposed to lead the ship. So if it's any kind of dangerous or fucked up, that's really what the first officer's job is to do. So for these types of missions, it would only make sense to have Kelly run it because it's too big of a risk to have Mercer do it in case something goes bad.
Because they're going onto this planet, and really the only thing they know about it is that it's very similar to Earth around the 21st century. Like they know nothing really about the culture.
While they're so we walk into the room and they're all getting dressed, and I think one of my favorite parts of the episode happens.
Oh.
Lamar is putting on some skinny jeans and is discovering for the first time in his life what it's like to have skinny jeans on as a man with stuff down there. And
that was the funniest thing in the world.
If there's no other reason to watch this episode, that might crack you up enough to justify the whole thing.
There's a couple cracks about skinny jeans that are good.
And so... yeah, they go through that.
But you know what?
Hold on. I did write a whole bunch of notes. Let me run through the plot.
Wait. You can... Because there is one thing. It's Alara's hat, right?
Yeah, that's part of it. It's part of the plot. Let me run through it. So they start basically jumping into the different headgears. So the crew, you're exactly right. Shut up, Holden. So yeah, they jump into the different headgears and they pick one arbitrarily. Then there's a little joke on that. See, we were already ahead on the joke. Mercer walks in and basically calls them unemployed backup dancers and shit, which is funny because that's really what they did look like.
Yeah.
And then gives them money explaining capitalism in a brief sense and has them all this arbitrary fucking papers that are money. They're like, okay, we don't get it.
Yeah, they're like, what do we do with this? He's like, you trade it for food and things. And they're like, that's fucking stupid.
Exactly. And then we find out that the doctor lady is connected to one of the lost scientists, Lewis. We don't know who Lewis is, which one. We just know that they're connected, but not how.
Well, no, she says it.
You don't know which one it was.
Oh, dude, how are they connected?
But doesn't she explain it? I don't want to ruin it, if anything, because I know
I don't know.
she
Maybe it comes
it.
later. But if it comes, either way, just say it before the end of the episode then.
Okay.
So Mercer then explains the mission is, and to quote Syd here, so it came in, it hit hard, and then you got to get out as fast as it can, like 2.5 minutes or less, or some shit like that.
Hashtag my sex life.
Yeah. So basically, that's the mission. I literally wrote that. See, I put Syd's name in the notes.
He did.
And,
he's not lying.
Anyway, Alara needs to do something about the nose, which then brings us onto the shuttle. I don't know if you now have further.
Okay, so as far as I'm concerned, look through your notes and shut me up.
I'm not going to have like 1,700 words.
Okay, fine. Long story short, I think that this is the part where we find out the relationship between the doctor and the anthropologist on the planet. She basically says that they've worked together for like 6 years. They've been connected. They know each other because they're coworkers and stuff like that.
Anyway, then we go to the shuttle.
But I do want to make a point though on when they that was just a clarification.
Go.
I want to make a point on the fact that it's funny how they didn't understand the clothing wear. I was a little shocked by that. I was like, you all look human. Kelly alone, Kelly alone was found cheating in bed. Like, she came out in a fucking house coat. I'm just there like, why is everyone confused about clothes?
Because they don't necessarily still have those same 21st century fashions.
May I make an interjection? As I understand it, clothes in that era would be better designed for mobility and comfort as opposed to jeans, like skinny jeans, which are squishy for the sake of fashion with no practical purpose. So that would be like, because if you'll notice, the comments they make is, this is so impractical and weird. So the criticism is...
Actually, one of the criticisms he makes is, if I lean back anymore, I'm going to give myself a vasectomy.
That's in the absolute next scene. It's funny. It was amazing. That's when they're in the shuttle. And so yeah, I think that's what it is. That's because it's a commentary on how like so much of our clothing is impractical.
So anyway, they head on down to this Earth, which is being run by Reddit.
They're in the shuttle. And Alara's a nose patch, and then they put on a cloak. They have cloaking technology. That's fucking wicked. I don't know if that's super relevant to anything. I just wanted to say it's pretty cool that they have cloaking technology. Well, it wouldn't
be a space movie or a space show.
No, Star Trek doesn't have fucking cloaking technology at first because the Klingons have it and shit. Anyway.
Fine. It wouldn't be a modern space show without the cloaking technology.
Why do they need to have cloaking technology? You're saying that Star Trek Discovery, they don't got no damn cloaking technology. The enemies got cloaking technology.
That's
Why
fine.
does Orville have to have it?
Because
I'm just
from
being a
what
shit,
I've
Chris.
seen,
I'm just being a shit.
They're fighting.
I'm just being a shit, people.
It's going down.
I'm just saying, from what I've seen, every person has cloaking technology in space.
Going down.
No, I'm saying that the Star Trek Federation and many of the series did not have cloaking technology.
What do you think?
Well,
should every sci-fi have cloaking technology?
Yeah.
Is it an overused trope? Should we just get rid of cloaking technology?
No.
Did Harry Potter really need the cloak of invisibility? Is Dumbledore dead?
What about that map?
He is.
What map?
The map that Harry Potter had. I don't know a lot.
Yeah,
but I
what
read
the
book.
map. Yeah, okay, that's a cool map. Okay, but this is the wrong.
So maybe anyway.
They finally get to the planet. We're at the part where they get to the planet.
Yeah. So then we see a guy get out of a cab, and then he kind of like fishes for compliments. So it's like he walks up to us, like, "Hey, buddy, nice to see you." Upvote, and then like he goes, "You lost some weight." I'll take it. Upvote.
But I just wanna stop that right there.
Of
that
course.
was the clear. For me, that was like the clear state of Facebook. That was the That was the clear state of. You dropped a nice photo.
Mark
I'm gonna
Zuckerberg,
like it
hashtag
just so
2036.
you can like my nice photo and I can have the personal comment.
Mark Zuckerberg, hashtag 2020.
Kanye 2020.
Okay, that was it. Go on.
Anyway, yes, you're right, Chris. We're validating you.
Thank you.
Then some kid is being taught to give upvotes to some grandmother for being kind. This
Buys
is
the
not-
kid some ice cream and
just
shit.
for ice cream.
But the point is the social norm and behavior is if things are done polite to you, you upvote it. Then we get the contrary. When a guy accidentally has a moment where he bumps into the next dude spilling coffee all over him, he's just like, and he downvotes. And then you're getting this thing where very comparable to that episode in Black Mirror. For those who've seen that, I think it's season 3, episode 1. To everything's on a star rating. All your social interactions are given a 5-star rating, and it impacts your entire life and social structure and shit. So like, I kind of saw a comparison to that episode.
Community did that too.
So like, it's an interesting. I'm not again. Well, just to say it on this episode, because it wouldn't be the show without it. Seth Macfarlane's not creating new ideas. He's not reinventing the wheel. He's just delivering great ideas in a new way to communicate with us effectively. We've said it. We don't need to say it again on the show. Are we good?
Did I say anything?
Nope. I just wanted to, just in case.
I'm good, dude. I'm great.
It's been a long day.
The only thing that I am gonna say is that
Simpsons did it.
Everyone did it. Everyone did it.
Okay. Something I noticed is Lamar puns Justin Bieber's name. Like, he doesn't say it right. He kind of
Justin Bieber. Actually, my mom got that joke and I didn't.
Really?
Yeah, it went by my head and she was like, "Oh, they made a Justin Bieber joke." I was like,
I caught it on the second time I watched the episode, not the first time. I thought it was great though. So then they approached this newsstand with the photos of the doctors, and the guy's like, "Fuck off! Of course you know who they are, you know, like, without the fuck off." Mm-hmm. And then they kind of want some information, but the merchant immediately pivots into like, "Where are your badges? The things that they're wearing on them."
They all have upvote down badges.
And he's kind of like, "Bro, you're gonna get." They're like, "Well, we're not cops." And then he's like, "You're gonna get arrested by the cops if they see you without this shit. But yo, check it. I got some hot ones on the market. They got here. How did he put it? They're like, they got 1 million up, 100,000 upvotes plus, but then they got scattered amounts of downvotes to look fucking real and this and that. The next thing, and it's all different numbers.
Like,
and
he's basically selling
fake ID.
Yeah.
And whatnot, like it's like you're buying a fake credit card or shit like that. You're buying fake anyway. So I mean, this is hilarious to me as they like $40, and she's like, "I don't even know what it is. Money
here, just take my money."
What are those? And then Alara turns to her and she's like, "It's the money."
And then they
like, "Oh yeah, money."
So then they hand it off. They get their badges. Everything's good. They walk away a little bit from there,
and they go into a cafe.
But they're talking about some relationship stuff.
Well, the common chitter chatter that you would have between coworkers or friends.
They didn't go to the cafe.
We're missing the most important part of the episode.
So they walk away from, and then Lamar
and the
basically
relationship chatter is very important because they're talking about sex, right?
Yeah.
And then Lamar just gets up and starts humping the statue. But
grinding. It wasn't the sex they were talking about.
They
were
dancing.
The dancing.
Because this is where we find out. This is where we find out Alara broke up with her boyfriend for not dancing.
No, because he dances weird.
He grinds too
and then
much.
He grinds on the statue.
So
and
then
he's
Lamar's like, "Is it this
"Hey."
kind of grinding? This kind of grinding? This is the right kind of
But
grinding."
of course, hold on. While Lamar is grinding on the statue, you've got what every modern 17-year-old person does.
World star.
Taken video. I just want to point out one thing. What's his name? His name is Lamar.
Yeah.
And
John
what's his
Lamar.
friend's name?
Malloy,
right. I like how they've had a couple of episodes now where these two have gone undercover and just proven that they are incapable of being like this is great for their characters because they are really good friends. They have very similar personality types, and they are just not good at being undercover.
I don't think it's.
Dude. Like his life, we'll see as the episode goes on, but I believe Syd is correct. Okay.
No, fine.
Say your point, Chris. I'm gonna be more polite.
I was only gonna.
I'm going to add on to the point at the end of this episode, so we continue through the plot.
Please go. I'm waiting.
This is not polite. This is like.
Oh my god.
No, the point is that I agree with him. I was just gonna say I don't think that overall with the shows that I've seen, with the episodes I've seen, I don't think that they're incapable. I think that they're really playing on the fact that they're kind of free flowing dudes.
I feel like
they're just kind of impulsive and they just kind of.
I'm gonna break it down one time. Here's what's up. They're both guys who are not really good officers. They're kind of troublesome dudes, and they're about to have the harsh lessons that will allow them to develop into season 7.
But I'm not disagreeing with you.
7
they don't know how to be undercover.
Whoa.
What? I like the Orville a lot. It's so good.
7 movies.
It's so good already. I like it. I don't care. Spoiler alert. This show's dope. They go into the category. I mean, if you're watching this far, you fucking like the show, I guess.
Or you like us.
Yeah.
Well, which is cool. Let us know which in the comments below. Or don't be mean,
please. Do you like the actual version of the Orville, or do you like our chopped up, weird description version?
I prefer us.
So then they walk into the cafe, back to whatever thing he would have said. Girl walks in and he tries to buy tea, and it's some random woman, and you can see that she's got like 550,000 downvotes and like 100,000 upvotes or whatever. She's like, I can't. And this is the same girl from the beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
Same chick that we got introduced. I can't do it. I'm sorry. It's like, no,
I don't serve anyone under or
50.
over this many.
Get out of here, please. I'm going to have to call the police.
And she has this cute little line. She's like, most of them were in my 20s. I didn't know what I was doing. Like, as if she's talking about like a DUI or something.
I want to point it out. It's a really relevant thing that I think we'll have to touch on, but I'm glad you brought that up because it's super relevant. And I thought it was very reminiscent of like, look, I don't actually care if you say you're 20. I need to see ID or you can't buy cigarettes. Mm-hmm. And I enjoyed that. Having been a clerk in my life, it was very pleasant. Yep. And then woman's like, but I've been to 13 cafes. Nobody will sell me tea. And like basically gets dipped up before the 5-0s show up. And then all of a sudden the posse that we have been our boarding party shows up to the cafe girl. And they try to like ask about the guys, the doctor guys. But then the girl's just like flat out, you're cute.
And then she like gives him
an unquote. But you know what?
Was that too forward?
Hold on. The thing is, he still doesn't understand it, right? So he's like, "Oh no, I've wanted to get poked all day."
You know why he's cute though, right?
Because he's black.
No. No. It's not race. It's because of the fact that on his fucking ID card, he's got more green votes than red. That was a clear statement. There's a little quick...
Maybe. I didn't notice that.
There is a little quick minute where she looks at Lamar and she's like, I want that. And then the camera pans down to Lamar's fucking thing and you clearly see it that the green arrow is higher than the red one.
But no, what they all do. The guy at the vendor guy said
but
that.
Wait. But my point is...
He's making a really good point. Let him finish.
My point is... Because of the fact that this man had X amount, and I'm going to use likes.
I ain't saying
X
she a
amount of
gold
likes.
digger. He ain't messing with him.
She said he's cute. Which
were there no other men on the?
No, there's four. There's 3 girls and 1 dude.
Okay,
now I just want to point out that is 2 things. That is 2 things I've noticed.
Right.
One, Holden said it. Gold digger. It kind of takes it into fact that if the man's got enough high likes, the man's got enough
or Jamie
money.
Foxx, if I'm being more apt.
Nah. But the other thing too, what I've noticed is. People blowing up on social media just because you have certain amount of likes and you don't really deserve
2018, 19
them.
or something in the future. Hashtag what?
I'm just going to state it right now. There's a lot of people getting likes and people are like, oh, this one's pretty. Why? Because you have 8 million people likes.
Yeah.
South Park did it.
Instagram, what?
South Park did it.
Welcome to the future, guys.
Anyway.
Our vote. And I'm not going to get into that.
While that gets into it, they then proceed to ask about Alara's nose and Kelly calls her a coke addict, which... just seems to be an acceptable, not downvote worthy thing. Good on them.
It's okay. She's a coke addict.
I love how
Good
they're
on
so
them.
like just straight with shit.
Then they show the picture. She's like, "Well, everyone knows these guys." And then
they got corrected.
Then all of a sudden, you hear.
Wait. First she says they got corrected.
You're right. Then Lamar's shit goes fucking haywire.
Nope. In the background, on the TV, in the cafe, you see Lamar grinding on the thing, and there's a news reporter. And as that's happening, the girl looks over to the TV thing, and Lamar's thing at the same time is going down. She's looking at the TV, turns around to Lamar and goes, "Oh my God, what did you do?"
It's all pretty simultaneous.
Hold up.
Hang on, it's
I'm
all
gonna have to counter you because I'm 95% certain you're gonna have to correct us, YouTube, that the thing goes off before, and then all of a sudden it appears on the TV while she's going like, "Wait, what did you do?"
Oh my God, it happens more or less at the same time.
That's the thing.
It happens more or less at the same time.
One shot.
You start hearing the sound, you see it on the TV. She's like, "Oh my God, what the heck?
Yeah.
Oh my God,
get out of here!
Guy. You're not a cute guy anymore."
Yeah, get out of my cafe. And then as they leave, literally, it's like the mob surrounds them.
Hold on, wait. Before that, hold on. I want to touch upon another thing. I like how instantly she switched. Actually, I don't like it. I'm questioning.
Well, hang on. I want to say because she didn't say you need to get out of here. Like I don't like you anymore. She said like you guys need to leave right now before
hold on, and we're
gonna
touch.
She was warning them to get out of there.
We're gonna touch upon that a little later.
Why? It's now. That's what happens right after.
I understand, and I may have just made a point that we're gonna have to touch upon a little later because it's not there.
Anyway, the mob shows up. And they're like, downvote, and oh my God, freaking out, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And the numbers are skyrocketing downward, or the downvotes are going up. It's hard to say. And Kelly and is like, "Mercer, we got a problem." And then they like, "We got to bounce out now. Shit's about to get fucked up," is what I wrote. And then the cops show up and are like, you're under arrest right now. And then they arrest Lamar.
Well, actually,
first
while they're
the
arresting Lamar, they're go on.
I kind of said that Kelly Mercer line. I snuck it in.
Maybe.
But Kelly goes with Lamar because in this city,
they all go with Lamar.
No, there's one person.
Oh, you're right.
There's one person in this city. Some reason, Lamar, when he got arrested by the cops after the mob,
later.
they're like, he's allowed to have one of his friends with him.
Again, fuck me. Then we cut to the Orville, and we're talking to an admiral checking in, and this is okay. Look, I lied before. This scene's as good as the fucking scene with the jeans, because Mercer's talking to this admiral, and like he's like, so what the fuck happened down there? And he's like, so one of my men dry humped a statue.
Yeah.
And it's just, this is again hilarious because it ends up with this line. Well, I will personally order him not to hump things, sir. And I died. That was as good as Bortus' line.
Yeah.
Who at this point...
Bortus has one of the best lines still in this episode.
Agreed. And I hope it's the same one that we're thinking of, and we'll find out soon.
It's like the only one.
There's many, actually. I've quoted him on multiple occasions.
Motherfucker?
It's what's up.
All right, let's do this.
Actually, I wrote that's what's up. Anyway, so basically they have to play by the rules. And... they are not allowed to forcibly get him. He has to go through their legal systems, which brings us to the scene.
Because, hang on. The reason they can't go down and get him is because this planet is not aware of extraterrestrial life.
Right.
So
Very
if they go
relevant.
and get him, they'll cause mass panic and Men in Black and shit, and oh my god.
And it's another criticism of saying, hey, folks, we're not mature enough to meet the aliens that could be out there. What up? Ghosts aren't real, in my opinion. What do you guys think? Are ghosts real?
Hashtag 12 more seasons of Supernatural.
Please, no. Anyway.
Yes.
So then we go to Lamar meets a guy who appears to be his lawyer. Lamar's like, if you knew my story, blah, 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 like being cocky, kind of like he knows. You can just see Lamar. It's like, whatever. I'm okay. I'm a spaceman. I know what's up. He hasn't said that yet, but you can see it in his attitude. And then we find out that it's not a lawyer, it's a publicity officer.
Who are essentially lawyers on this planet.
Yeah. And it's not a trial, it's an apology tour, which is essentially trials on this planet.
Yeah.
And then Lamar is like, explain this to me like I'm the biggest, stupidest person ever. So then, so it turns out that this statue is that of a famous hero, some woman that we don't know who it is.
But she's like a war hero or something.
Then we find out that
Isn't she like the founder of the city?
We don't know that yet.
Okay.
And then we find out that the way their legal system works is it's entirely based on up and down votes.
So it's all Reddit.
And it's, basically. And so he's going to go on tour on public television, and he's going to talk to people and try to convince them to apologize. And if his downvotes are bad things happen, he gets corrected,
it all comes across on this main feed. And, like, you can comment. You can, like, put videos on it and stuff.
It's basically...
And you can be upvoting and downvoting live.
Actually, when I saw that, I don't know if any of y'all know Casey Neistat, but when he described what he wanted his Beam app to be... it kind of sounded a lot like what this main feed looks like. So I just thought that was interesting. Anyway, throwing that in there. And, so the lawyer is like, if you basically get a lot of downvotes, you're going to get corrected, which he saw laughing. He's not taking it seriously. Then we find out, basically corrected means you're going to get brain fried to lobotomy lounge. Yeah. And then you're just like, oh, shit, this is real? Like... he can't even handle it. And then Mercer's on the ship because the scene kind of ends. And he's kind of pissed. He's yelling at Kelly for what happened, and they're kind of waiting. Then they're like waiting in the waiting room, and Lamar shows up. They have 5 minutes. They go into the room. Lamar finds out he's got no clearance to get rescued, and they're going to have to work it out through like their legal system. And then one of my favorite parts of this scene is Kelly's like, I took the heat of this for you. And Lamar's like, whew, thank goodness, man. And then the look she gives him, I have gotten that look from so many women in my life that I really appreciated this scene. And then I'm just saying, I was once a lot dumber than I am today. And then we...
Hashtag men, we gotta learn.
Yeah, buddy, we can learn. Believe in us. Sometimes we can change. Sometimes. I don't know. So we have to. We will do better.
I guess.
We will.
Red, green.
Chris. Anyway. And then when he finds out about the electrical shit, we'll make him a dummy. like a vegetable dummy. I don't know the correct word. I'm very tired. I'm sorry. He then starts banging on the wall, yelling, "Oh, space man!" She's like, "Relax. You're making your situation worse." And that's what I think he's trying to drive home with. He's not very good at going undercover because his character and everything Syd said is kind of manifested in that moment.
Yeah. And the other guy is really bad at going undercover, too.
That's true. And then they finish up the meeting, and they find out he's going on the chat, which kind of sounds like something else we may have heard of. It cuts over to Buddy coaching Lamar as he's getting his makeup done. It's fucking funny, right? Because like he's getting this legal advice on how to mitigate this public crisis in his life as he's getting his makeup done. Because
and basically the legal advice is like be likable. Be sincere, look like you're apologizing. Like, it's the type of shit that a celebrity like
it's PR.
Kobe Bryant had to go on all these shows and like
it's a pure PR guy saying this is how you handle a crisis situation. What he said, but with less Kobe. And it's just I feel like it didn't really hit me the first time I watched this episode what it was really, really going on about, because I feel like there's a lot of subtle nuances in this one. But at this moment, I was like, oh shit, he's saying this could be our future if we're not careful.
I feel like it wasn't subtle.
I missed it. Relax.
All right.
Maybe other people out there are dense like me and need a couple watches. Anyway, so what I really liked about this is it's also going on, and it gives us a good example of how, the media is fucking with the truth to get sensationalist results. Because he walks out, and this person goes up and goes, downvote. I just had to do that. Hashtag give me the views. Upvote me, baby. And then immediately goes...
On the view.
And then immediately goes, so why did you do it? And I think the order of that sequence of events is mad significant because it's you're guilty before we even find out. And it shows how in this trial... And it's not even like it's something I'm seeing a lot of. The thing that bothered me most about Harambe is the way people crucified the mother based on this kind of majority rule logic. I couldn't care less about the gorilla. I felt so bad for that mom because she was literally subjected to this type of thing. And that happens all the time on social media. So very fascinating criticism, Mr. Macfarlane. Yeah, I did bring up Harambe.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm turning 30 tomorrow.
It's like The Office. Remember in The Office when...
I'm not good at connecting memes.
Next scene.
No, it's not done yet.
Okay, where are we?
Right, he's being really shitty at doing his apologizing thing. He's like, I am sorry, basically.
And then he goes, yo, I'm sorry. I didn't want to do it, whatever. Peace.
But he pulls it off.
He literally
so
says
like,
peace.
Like he's so like casual. Like he still isn't acknowledging that this is real.
You know what?
Because he's a fucking doof. Like,
so Kelly's like contacting Mercer as this is going on, and then we get a proper Bordas line. Is this your Bordas line? I hope not, because there's a better one. This one is, who would need such a large cup? And
that was okay. That was the first one, but no, I've got another one in my head.
It's coming.
Okay.
Turns out, what's really commented here is we learn that this is what I guess you could call what true democracy really, really looks like, and that is mentioned here. And government by American Idol is something Malloy says, and then Bordas follows it up with like, why would this happen?
Right.
And then followed up, and it
is that comment. This is the line.
And then Malloy's like, it's a very dark line, and then Syd, do it.
No. Okay, he didn't lead into it right.
Do it then.
So he's like, what is American Idol or whatever? And they're like, well, it's a competition where people get on stage and sing, right? And they sing and they compete. He's like, why would they do this? It's like, I don't know. We just like to hear people sing. And Borges just goes, I sing.
I can sing.
And the looks on their faces are just like
It was
the look on the faces, it's just everything about Bordas
of this series.
It's just,
oh my god, it was too
It's
funny.
like,
and now, he doesn't, like, they don't follow through on that promise, and that really upset me. I want to hear
No.
Bordas
Not
sing.
yet.
I need
Not
to
yet.
hear
No,
Bordas sing.
that's going to
I
be
need it.
season 7 in the movie.
Maybe. It might just be a running joke, and that would be awesome, but...
Anyway, so turns out the apology sounds rehearsed. He says jacked up kids instead of disadvantaged kids. He kind of sounds like Trump when he goes, how much money did you donate? I gave all the money, a whole lot of money. And if you really look at the way he worded his answers, he basically, he took the way Trump writes speeches and had Lamar answer it with the same kind of style of writing.
Oh, wow. Okay,
I see that. I caught that because I watched a video from some dude. I'll link it below on how Trump speeches. I think it's Nerdwriter. Guy's sick. You should watch his videos.
We're not taking any stances.
No, we're talking about his sick video and the writing. This has nothing to do with politics. I don't even care less there. But
politics.
It's not my country. I'm not going to go into that on YouTube with these fine folk. And then they vote on the whole situation regarding his life with no more information than he doesn't understand who. So he doesn't understand who this person who he offended in the statue is, but he donated money in the anyway.
And they're like, "Can you give us some information about the person that you did the humping on?"
And then he's like, blah blah. He did the thing, and they had to be famous because she had a Anyway, it was a bad answer. They vote. Downvote skyrocket to like 4 million. Malloy's like, man, this is creepy as hell. And then you see like the lawyer in the background being like, look, man, it's bad, but we can bounce back. We got this. It's not over yet. Right?
Yeah.
Then Alara and Doctor are in the coffee shop.
Okay. Go.
And then she apologizes. How about this? I'll run through the scene and then you add your commentary.
Yeah.
She apologizes to the guy, they're in the coffee shop, and then she's like,
okay, so the doctor and Alara show up into the coffee shop. They're asking questions to the girl that we've been introduced to, the bartender.
Then she apologizes for like what happened to the friend. Like, I'm so sorry that this happened to you guys. And she's like, fuck that guy, like fucking ruined it. So she's like, oh, fuck off that guy. You don't need him. I don't care about him no more. Can't be friends with him no more. Fuck off. And then it's like, oh, wait, and you were friends with those other guys. It's been a bad month for you. All your friends are getting fucking whatever. And then the guy approaches and is like, you're not Kelvic. Take off your traditional Kelvic headgear.
Hold on, wait. Now we're going to another topic. Hold on.
Well, no, but this is the scene.
Okay.
And that's how, then she kind of offends him. And they have a little argument, and the situation escalates.
He threatens to call the cops. Phones
come up. Everyone's filming, and he's like, they're gonna upload
this.
Yeah. And then they kind of are like, take it off, but she can't, and they bounce off to the bathroom. Okay, comment.
Okay, first thing, which is what I wanted to address earlier. I find it very, very realistic how when the first time around, when the whole deploy party comes into the coffee shop, she's all up on Lamar. She's like, hey, you're cute. Nah. Suddenly, his red arrow starts going up, skyrocketing, and she's like, oh, you need to get out of here. And I admit with Syd, I'll give him that. She never fully said that she was not attracted to him. Now, my problem is that
she also,
suddenly,
according to you, never said she was attracted to him. She was always attracted to his points.
Wait.
She clearly states, hey, you're cute. And I'm only stating that she thinks he's cute.
Saying is,
hold on. I'm stating that she thinks he's cute because he's got the amount of votes, okay?
But in this scene, she's like, I can't believe I totally thought he was cute.
Yeah. I like how she instantly changed the minute he started getting a bunch of downvotes, which I've seen, and I'm calling this out on social.
So we're saying that person never thought that person was cute. They always thought their status and influence was cute.
Fine, we collectively agree on that. That is all I'm just trying to point out is just I find it really absurd how people are basing...
Allow me to quote Jamie Foxx one more time. I ain't saying she a gold digger. These people exist, bro. That's what it is.
But I'm okay. I want to get off the gold digger part because it's not about the gold digger I'm trying to get at. That's like an actual thing.
There's lots of girls who are impressed by powerful men.
No, I'm not even saying girls. I'm not even saying girls. I'm literally talking about
men are impressed by this too. You're right. I'm sorry for general. Everyone is impressed by successful people.
I'm sick and dying right now.
I'm not saying successful.
Arguing about the fucking
I'm not trying to say successful.
What are you trying to say?
I'm honestly just trying to bring light to the fact that I've noticed that a lot of people become successful, or a lot of people are getting reputation and credited for the amount of likes that they have on whatever social media platform.
That's what this whole episode's about.
And I know, and I'm just bringing to light how really quick she changed her mind the minute he went from...
You brought that to light like 3 times.
Our culture is broken, so then they go to the bathroom to change the hat.
You brought it up, you validated, everybody agreed. What else do you want, Chris?
Well, I just wanted to prove this point.
You proved the point, dude!
Oh my god.
You proved the point.
You guys.
In the bathroom, they go...
Downvote.
Burn.
I don't understand. In the bathroom, they go to take off the fucking headgear. Like, I'm saying he won, dude, and he still can't take it. And then they takes off the headgear.
It's like The Office.
they're about to like set up the thingy, and the little chickie walks in and sees
like,
Alara
"Oh
as
my
an
God,
alien, panics, freaks out. They're like, life's okay. She freaks out, and the doctor goes, we're gonna buy you a drink. That's the answer to your question. Then the little one chugs.
She's like, what are you?
Yeah, and then she like cuts over to the fucking scene. She just chugs down the glass of wine. So it's kind of like she's like a young little millennial type. And then they explain that they're from another planet. And then she's like, do you have like any special powers? And Alara snaps a knife in half, like bends it, and to impress her. And then they explain that the two dudes that they were first looking for are also aliens. Please give us more information. They find out that
Somehow she like takes them to their exact house.
No. Before that, they find out that the crime they committed was that there was a picture that was taken where these two guys were caught up staring at their notes, standing next to a pregnant woman on the bus. Now, in Montreal, there's this lovely Facebook group called Spotted STM, and it's literally that. It is these people who go around Montreal and take pictures that in certain ways and accuse people of things on the metro all the time.
Really? Of like not giving up your seat to a handicapped person?
Now, a lot of the time...
That's so narky.
No, it's more like a guy's like sitting like that. Oh, look at this asshole taking up all the space. But there's nobody else on the fucking bus. Like, it's a big deal. Like, the implication would be, like, if the bus was full and he was sitting like that, and occasionally there's that picture. But they really are just, like, playing a social media game.
So basically they're yelping, but
basically,
to STM passengers.
And I bought the bait. I went through there going, am I going to see myself or someone else in this shit? And that's how they get fucking everything. And so you go through it.
Anyway, so the point is, shows them the picture. It's this pregnant lady standing there. These two guys are like obviously caught up in their research. They're not giving up their seats for the pregnant lady. Got a bunch of downvotes.
And then I find out again.
Wait! I just want to say, is that a thing on Facebook? Because I've seen this thing.
It's on the fucking chat. When you're in the instant messenger and somebody says something, you can downvote it.
No. I'm actually literally saying, like, is this a play on something I've seen on Facebook? Because I've seen, like, a post go around where there's 3 dudes with beards, and they're playing off the fact that, men, just because you grow a beard doesn't make you a man. And there's 3 dudes passed out on the train seats, and there's a pregnant lady standing there. And I'm kind of just like, this seems just
I just didn't see that.
Oh, well,
you might be right or wrong.
I'm just asking. Guys, let us know in the comments below. But, I mean, this is something
because our culture is broken. Stop commenting. Go outside. Fucking read a book.
Or we'll stop begging for comments, but probably won't.
Well, I'm just saying, like, this is stuff that I've seen on a daily. Like, I've seen people just do this.
Agreed.
Give up your fucking seat to pregnant ladies.
Just be nice and give up your seat if you can stand for more than 10 minutes.
Anyway, but these guys
would have that grandfather
who
does like that thing where he's like, yeah, fuck you, you're offering me a seat, and he does like fucking...
All right, guys. Yeah, you're right, but yes.
And then they go to the apartment, they walk around looking for shit and whatever.
They find
some
Lewis.
notes. They find some notes or whatever. Then they find I wrote lobotomized Lewis. It just sounded good.
Lewis.
Yeah, it's got a good ring to it.
Lobotomized.
Ooh, that's nice too. So which one do you like better? Anyway, Louis is just so complicated. The doctor lady's like tripping out.
Louis. All right.
Like, we got to get him back to the ship. They jump back to the ship. Oh, so they jump back over to the tour to see, and this was great. Do you have any talents or anything, like John? Because people will be more empathetic to you if you're famous. So if you're like a celebrity and you do really shitty things in our culture, it's totally okay. Like, you can just be a DJ.
No, hang on. The implication is not. It's not if you're a celeb. It's if you're talented and you do really shitty things.
You can just pull a Chris Brown and get back into fame.
We could totally make that kind of a connection. And anyway, you can totally make that kind of a connection and stretch it to, like, it's basically people are willing to let you slide the more famous you are and the more you're talented.
Artist who shall not be named just released a 45-track album?
We shouldn't say his name. It's a bad name. It's like Voldemort. That's funny. He comes out.
I can't believe you just said it.
Anyway, so he comes out.
Voldemort.
And he like, he comes out and he's like, yo, I'm the best. Like, booga 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 booga. And he's like dancing and shit.
And everyone's just like.
And then he like sits down in a chair and he's like, do you understand the magnitude of your situation? You don't really. And he's like, it's really funny. And then he comes. There wasn't a lot to really say much to us there. It was just funny. And then we find out that on the ship, Buddy's like perma fucking lobotomized, right? You can't get it back. And then everyone downvotes him to 9.34 milli. And then he goes back down. Then we kind of like, so he goes down to 9.34 and we find out like, oh shit, man. Like, from here, the next step is final summary, and, like, nobody comes back from this. If he can't stay under 10... If he stays under 10 million, before the timer runs out, he's free to go with no fucking consequence. But if it hits 10 million, societal lobotomy. and he fucked. So then they have to come up with a plan, and like they're trying, because keep in mind, this scene is playing out both on the Orville and in the thing at the same time.
Yep.
They do that a couple of times on this episode, and they execute it really well. So then on the Orville, their plan is to bring in Lacella, who is the chickie poo from the bar, or the coffee shop, sorry.
The barista.
And then you just see her tripping out as she gets to the Orville, and the shuttle
She's like
takes
trying
over.
to take a picture, and then Kelly
Alara confiscates her phone. And I thought this was fascinating. I thought a lot of this was fascinating. But she's like, but if I can't take the picture, there's no proof. And she's like, you know what? Just fucking experience it.
That's not what she says, because...
No, that's what I felt she said. That's what I took from the scene. I know that's not what she literally said.
Because she was like, we don't want you to have proof of extraterrestrial life.
But the way she said it, and I feel like I'm going to pull a little Chris Chrome here. The way she said it made me feel like she was trying, or I took away from it in some convoluted way.
Don't try to
this
be
girl
Chris Chrome.
basically should stop, not be pulling out her phone to take a picture of the experience, but just enjoy the experience.
You know, I think you have me on, like, you're almost there. You're almost at the Chris Chrome level.
So then they're in the conference room and introducing, like, the girl to what's going on, who is everybody, and then more Bortus goodness to come.
Before that, I do want to make a point. I also really love that scene where they kind of take the phone away, because I feel like everybody's attached to their phone right now, and y'all need to learn how to get your phones out, as Mr. takes mine with his in his hand. Look at this. Look at this control of. Look at this control. I have my notes. I need my notes.
Yeah, but it was funnier when I did it.
Anyway, so I really liked how they really brought that moment to life, because they're like, dude, you're in outer space at this point. Like, forget the fact that you're in a forest. Forget the fact that you have street and shit like that. You're in outer space, and you still really care about your
making my point
phone.
Again.
Oh my God.
Like, we need to let go.
So what happened is your whole thought process and mine when I pulled the Chris Crow moment led to the same conclusion. Thank you.
So what? I pulled a Holden.
Upvote.
Hey, yes.
Yeah.
So then they're in the conference room and they introduce everyone, and Mercer's like, Bortus, take a note. Please have pretzels and water out here next time. Like, make it look better. Bortus is like,
not fail you.
Noted. I will not fail you. I just wanted to say it too, okay? I like Bortus. Then they
Who's the
like
better Bortus out of these two? That's what I want to know.
this guy. Anyway,
No.
then they're all like, Mercer's like, okay, whatever, Bortus, and moves on. And then they realize and discuss the concept of an absolute democracy versus our system of elected leaders. And one of my favorite Bortus moments of this episode is like, a voice should be earned, not given away. I liked it. It was just, it's one of those, when you really think about it, I kind of like that point of view more than I like the idea of absolute democracy.
Fair enough.
But it wasn't funny.
No, it was really insightful.
No, but I think that's the point of it. I think that they use Bortus as that contrast between serious and funny, and then serious
and
when serious. But
then
they keep it serious
but then
tone
we
so
find out like how far this shit really goes, right? So we find out that literally everything is decided by majority rule. Hashtag the name of the episode.
Yeah.
And that would include what medicine to use.
Hashtags.
Fuck you. Hashtag fuck you. And then we like look at like it's like medicine's decided, fashion, everything. Just pick a subject, put it on the main feed. If it gets upvotes, that's what we do now, because majority rule is always right. And it was just like, that's whack. And then when you look at some of the things that are happening in our modern society, it's not that far-fetched of a potential future if we allow it to happen.
Hashtag Kanye 2020.
Woo! Anyway, I lost my train of thought for a second. Turns out Isaac has a suggestion, and what we learn is that in their society, facts don't matter, opinions is all that matters, which is really interesting because a lot of the Orville is a lot of fact-driven blah, blah, blahs. So it's just the complete contrast, which is, I think, a big battle of what's happening in the U.S. education system from some information I've seen.
Anyway.
So, cut to John being brought back into the room with a chair. He kind of gets forced into the chair. We're finding out about the final thingies, so keep in mind he's already very close. And then they're like, what can we do to help the situation? We got 7 minutes, and they're like...
Oh, yeah.
So they start talking...
upload some stuff onto the feed.
So the first thing is like... Let me just run through it.
Yeah, run through it.
So the first thing is going to be like, make it sound like he gives a lot of money to his grandmother and shit. So, but you have to word it right, like, oh my God, I just found out that this guy takes care of his 90-year-old grandmother financially or whatever. And then they're like, okay, that's good. Then they like make sure he was a fat kid. Fatten him up. They pull up his like picture. They fatten him up. They put it up.
He was a really skinny kid.
And then then the voting starts coming in. People are making this go viral because they put it in like 100 places everywhere. Like
they basically spam the entire like chat feed really quickly.
Russia scandal. And then basically they put it all out there. It gets shared. It gets viral. And what they're saying at some point is, well, what if nobody, like anyone checks this shit out? They're like, they're not going to. Don't you worry. We're good.
It's like, hang on, because
Facebook.
They're like, what if someone fact checks this? And she's just like, no, they won't.
And then
they won't.
Then as they're like, the final thing is going and the number starts popping again, they're like, we need like the Hail Mary play. So they're like, okay, Bordas comes up with this, he has slain many warriors in battle. And they're like, okay, so he's a vet. And then they're like, and he has a dog named Chuckles. And they're like, oh my God.
Veteran, not veterinarian.
Yeah, veteran. And then they're like...
Because dog, so it's like,
Yeah, and then they like bring him, like, people love those videos of dogs coming home to see their vets and shit, or vets coming home to see their dogs. And then
Veterans,
they just render the video. And what I love about the video is that it has no soul, passion, or anything in it. It's just boring and bland.
Yep.
But it's just like, oh my God, Chuckles, I missed you, Chuckles.
Yeah.
He's wearing a war uniform and shit, and you're like,
and then Malloy's like, that tugs on my heartstrings.
After Effects.
And they put it out. And then, so they put it out, it goes viral, and the time, it starts slowing down, and we get to 9,999,996, and it stops, and it just ends, and he makes it through, and he escapes, and everything's cool, and he's a free man, and he's just like walking out like, I'm a fucking spaceman.
I like that.
I
like that. I like that. That is funny.
It was funny, but what I do want to say on the point that I kind of started to make at the beginning, and the point that I want to make here is I really hope, in terms of character development, either they decide as a crew to not send either of these two on covert missions again, or like they have to go through some kind of training.
No, for sure.
No, they have to
here's
keep sending
my call.
the
So here's what's up. Malloy's guaranteed going to have to go on missions because he has the piloting skill to justify and back it up. So there's no way to make the show work without the Malloy-Mercer weird away mission dynamic, all of it. It's impossible.
Fair.
And Malloy, as much as he's not good at undercover, didn't fuck up quite like that. And Mercer...
Lamar, you mean?
Lamar.
No, Lamar fucked up real bad because the Admiral knows about it. So I can see how for a season Lamar gets benched, but like he gets over it. He does something brave or heroic and whatever.
But like this guy, because there was such a sense of like I didn't learn anything from him at the end of this episode, and like you can play that off on Family Guy, right? Like they do that all the time, and it's funny.
What, from who? Lamar? You're saying?
From Lamar, yeah.
I learned a little bit from Lamar.
I mean, Lamar didn't learn
nothing from
anything.
the situation.
Okay.
Because
I didn't catch that.
Like, it's entirely possible that in that brief moment between him being freed and actually leaving the planet, that got documented, downvoted, and then he was back in the chair again, and like immediately it's over. Because that's the point. Like, Lamar didn't learn a damn thing about the situation, and
how to handle different culters, how to go into attack with subtlety,
sit
with humility,
down, be humble,
fucking chill, just quiet yourself.
And he was not humble, and he did sit down though. He did do that. And he didn't really lose his humility the whole way through. That was the number one thing they said. They're like, look, you're arrogant. Stop it. Well, and he didn't stop it. And I kind of like, I really like how the little coffee shop girl is like, nobody's going to believe me that this happened. And they're like, well, instead of worrying about making people believe your story and getting attention for it, use this as an experience to try to make your world a better place. Kind of like, I don't know, open up a YouTube channel, get some clout, and spread some words out there, have some conversations.
Hashtag we're doing it.
I didn't want to go that far. Thanks for ruining it, Chris.
Great. I'm the one that ruins the hashtags.
What I like is how they end this episode.
Hashtag Chris is the one that ruins the hashtags.
Oh my God, Sid.
No, seriously, Chris, you spoiled the whole end of an episode once. Suck it up.
Everyone loves that episode.
Don't be so Dwight. And then
it's like in The Office.
Yeah. Then we cut back to the apartment, seeing like the one at the very, very like beginning, and she goes through the whole morning routine again, and then she looks at the TV and she's on the phone and everything, and then she just turns the TV off, and it's like it's presenting a new option, and I think what Seth is saying, y'all could disconnect a little bit.
Go outside. Read a fucking book.
But I want to say it. We really love it when you sit at your computer for long periods of times on YouTube. So we're gonna
outside in a park.
Yeah, you can do that too if you have good data. But some parks have free Wi-Fi, so if you have that, that's cool. If you don't, feel free to stay in your computer. I don't care what he's saying. Watch more YouTube. Behind that suit has 100
open a window.
Videos.
Play catch with your dog. You fucking jerk.
Yeah, you could do that, and then come home and watch. And if it's fuck off. And then, anyway, that's pretty much this episode. We're not done yet. Oh. Fuck off. I love this.
4.5 on 5.
This episode is fantastic. It's possibly the best one of the entire series, but mostly because it was one of the sharpest and accuratest, laid it down proper episodes I've seen in a minute. Since that, like, at least in regards to social media, its influence, it's the type of thing we should be talking about more, and we're not. And I'm really happy that Seth Macfarlane made us all talk about it for a good hour.
I liked it because it felt like it was having a little more fun. And it felt like the plot didn't need to be jammed in so much. Like, it felt more fluid.
You're right.
Than the other episodes.
You're right. There was nothing here. Like, it was... Every scene had such potency to it.
You know what I want to see?
What?
The only thing I could ask for?
Okay.
I want to see...
Skinny jeans on the mark.
Saw it.
I think it would have been interesting to see how a relationship handles the social media aspect.
What?
I'm interested to see...
They heard you. Shh, go. Fuck, man, they're gonna hate us.
I just want to see how a relationship would be affected in terms of social media. I think that's another thing that should be talked about. How like everybody's posting their relationships.
There's tons of statistics and metrics on it. Here's what I can advise you about relationships and social media: keep your damn relationship off of social media.
I don't want to see it.
And I don't care about it. Nobody cares that you broke up, and nobody cares that you got together. Nobody cares that you smashed.
Go outside. Fucking say hi to your family.
That's the conversation I want to have, because clearly,
I know,
whenever I get into a relationship, I have all these likes, but I don't talk to any of these people.
I'm turning 30. I'm not in my young 20s. People stop doing that shit at a certain point, hopefully. And if you don't, and you're 30 and you're still doing that shit, grow up. Anyway, on that note, Holden's being condescending, so maybe we should end the episode. We really appreciate all of you, even the ones I may have said bad things to. Thank you so much for watching. Just like the Jay-Z shit, Illuminatis and stuff.
Don't forget to contact us with all our information below.
In the description, what he was trying to say is our information.
Hit subscribe.
If you'd like to, don't be demanding. Feel free to like the video if you enjoyed it. Feel free to let us know what you think. If you feel like this was too off topic and we were having too much fun, we can be mad serious next time if you want.
And I'm going to bed.
Syd Ghan. Bye.